I'm Anita Kaiser. I was in a car crash 14 years ago when the car I was in blew a tire and rolled off the highway. And it wasn't until later, when I got to Sunnybrook Hospital and the doctors there had examined me, that I was told that I had broken my neck and I would never walk again. A short time later, I started having trouble breathing because of the swelling in my neck, and the doctors had to intubate me. That was the hardest 10 days of my life. I was in agony because of the tubes in my nose and throat, and I barely slept because I thought I would stop breathing in the middle of the night. I felt so alone and scared and confused. The only thing that kept me going was the love and support of my boyfriend and family and the friends who came every day to see me, and the Sunnybrook nurses who took care of me. After I was transferred to Toronto Rehab's Lintner Center, I fell into depression. Then one day, another patient that was in the hospital with me came and said to me, "Anita, you can choose to be happy or you can choose to be miserable. Either way, it's not going to change what happened, but it'll change the way you live your life." You know, I really took that to heart, and I decided to do just that. I took it upon myself to learn as much as I could about spinal cord injuries so I could live the healthiest life possible. I'd always been interested in a career in science and research. My husband encouraged me to go back to school to get my master's degree, and I started working in research at Toronto Rehab, and later became a board member and research chair with CSRO.
What are advertisement things that will be a part of the event?
I've gotten involved with a bunch of different sports as well, some I'd never even done before, like scuba diving and sailing and horseback riding. But probably my greatest accomplishment has been fulfilling my dream of getting married and having a beautiful little girl. I never realized how many things I could still do and all the possibilities that are out there. And it's through the encouragement of my family, peers, and the organizations that I was involved with that gave me the confidence to tread on new ground and fulfill all of my hopes and dreams.
Baby, cradle and all, rock-a-bye baby on the treetop, when the winds blow.
I've been involved in research since the time of my injury 15 years ago. We've made great strides in reducing the severity of spinal cord injury and improving rehabilitation outcomes and quality of life for people who sustain spinal cord injuries. But I've never been more excited than I am now because we finally realized the benefits of working together to reach a common goal. The Ontario Spinal Cord Injury Research Network is a collaborative network of clinicians and scientists working together within the 5 academic health sciences centres in Ontario to facilitate the conduct of multi-centre clinical research on topics related to pre-hospital care, acute treatment, rehabilitation, and community reintegration of individuals with a spinal cord injury. The network includes the academic health science centres in Ottawa, London, Hamilton, Toronto, and Kingston. In addition, the network boasts many national and international partners who position Ontario's rich resource as a go-to centre for spinal cord injury translational research. Partners such as the Rick Hansen Institute, Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation, Ontario Neurotrauma Foundation, Canadian Spinal Research Organization, and the Ontario Spinal Cord Injury Alliance. The Ontario Spinal Cord Injury Research Network is a committed, engaged community of researchers and practitioners who collectively will advance solutions that improve the quality of life for those living with a spinal cord injury and reduce paralysis.
The mandate of the network is to enable multi-site collaboration on research that's going to improve outcomes for people with spinal cord injury.
Networks bring together collaborators in a multidisciplinary team, which is really critical for spinal cord injury, which involves really a spectrum of healthcare professionals and scientists, right from the point of injury, transport, acute care, intensive care, surgery, movement to rehabilitation, and then integration back into the community. So that's a complex team, and so you need to be able to network people together.
Scott, this is a call bell that you would use if you would like to call a nurse.
One of the biggest challenges in any clinical trial or clinical research project in any discipline deals with recruitment. And in spinal cord injury, it's particularly critical.
So this is just a picture of our spine.
So you have people with different levels of injuries, different types of injuries, different causes of injury, and often in clinical trials you're looking for specific subsets. You're trying to tailor a particular treatment or potential treatment to a particular subtype of patient population. And so this is really all about information networks and information sharing. And so being able to identify those potential enrollees in a clinical trial becomes critical. Networks enable the pooling of intellectual capacity, which will enhance the quality of studies. It will also allow us to do larger studies with greater sample sizes, and so we can, instead of, say, doing a smaller retrospective case series, which provides a lower level of evidence, we can do prospective trials and potentially, in certain cases, prospective randomized control trials, which allow the highest level of evidence. In addition, linking university-based researchers with clinicians allows a translation of cutting-edge basic science work with clinical trials, and so that we not only have the best trial designs, but we're studying the best strategies.
It's very important that research not get left on the shelf. The publication of results is not the end. And what we want to ensure is that this network enables knowledge mobilization to those people who need to use the research, and to enable best practice implementation, not only in clinical practice, but extending that right into policy formation.
Back and forth? Yeah.
One of the things that we want to make sure is that this network is available not just for investigators to use multi-site collaboration, but to enable industry, new pharmaceutical products or new devices to take advantage of this provincial collaboration, that the network, so that we will enable both investigator-driven and industry-driven research. When we think of research into the efficacy, that is the value of new treatments, it's important to put that in the context of how much does it cost? And so we're building into the conduct of the research health economic considerations, so that we can evaluate not just the benefit of the treatment, but the cost benefit of the treatment.
Canada is a leading center for neuroscience research internationally. We punch way above our playing weight, if you will, in terms of our impact in neuroscience research. And the field of spinal cord injury has significant roots in Ontario at the clinical care level, at the basic science level. And so this is really building on existing strengths which are here. In this, the creation of a network will really, I think, enable Ontario to be a world leader in translational research for people with spinal cord injury and in moving clinical trials forward.
The network is the culmination of several years of hard work from a lot of people and a lot of organizations coming together to produce better research. And with better research will come better outcomes for people with spinal cord injury.
It's a game changer. And what I mean by that is that it's going to enable more rapid translation of basic science discoveries into the clinic. It's going to allow more efficient enrollment of subjects into clinical trials. It's going to mean that we can find solutions for people with spinal cord injury faster, and we can validate that these are really the best ways to change the outcome for people, and that's I think going to have an amazing impact in the field.
The end result is simple. We all want to find a cure for paralysis, and by teaming up, we will realize that dream sooner. We are asking for your support to help us make this dream a reality, so people like me can enjoy all life has to offer and not be restricted by barriers in society or worried about shortened lifespans or secondary complications like pressure sores that leave people bedridden for months. For me personally, it means not having to worry about looking for a hotel with an accessible room when I travel on holidays. It means being able to jump through the waves and build sandcastles on the beach with my daughter, or make snow angels with her in winter, or plant flowers in the garden in spring, and jump through a pile of leaves in the fall. A cure would mean being involved in my daughter's life in every way imaginable. The time is now. Please help us make this dream a reality.